What's up, everybody? This is your brother, the Bishop, Keys to Life. And today's edition of Keys to Life, we're just talking about keeping it 100, keeping it real, as they say. And what I wanted to talk to you guys today about is how we treat people that are different from us, and why do we discriminate against people because they're different. You know, if everybody was the same and cookie cutter, and we living in a world where everything was the same, this would be the most boringest, most unlikable place to live on earth, because nothing would differentiate. Nothing would have a different spin to it. Nothing would have something creative, something different, something that's, not like, everything else. That's why God made various plants, various trees, various bodies of water. I mean, there's nothing that's been created that's the same thing. God wanted a variety because God knew that man can occupy the earth and be satisfied with seeing the same thing all of the time. So God had to make different things. I mean, different animals, even the same in the lion, in the cat family, there's various lions. In the bird family, there's various birds. And so we got to think, if all of those things have variations, his most prized creation was man. So he made man to be creative and to be also to be different and to be not the same, not the cookie cutter. So what we got to realize, we have to come under the banner of loving what God has created. I'm not saying that what we do is right all the time. What man does is not always right. But we should love people regardless of who they are, what they've done, where they come from, what they look like. That should not matter how we treat them. Now, you only treat people with respect first because they are human beings, and God has commanded you to even love your enemies. So, and if you don't know these people, how you going to determine whether or not they're your enemies? You're going by based upon, what you've been taught, where they come from, what they look like. Also I'm saying that all black folks are criminals and murderers and thieves. All white folks are evil and narcissists, racist. That you can't lump everybody in that same category. You got to go based upon your experience with that individual. That's the only way you'll be able to truthfully and rightfully determine what type of person they are. Don't go by based upon color. You know what I'm saying? Well, that old white guy or that old black guy or that old Spanish guy or that old Spanish woman, they ain't this, they ain't that. That's wrong to do that. What you need to do, and I'm only saying this based off of experience, is to learn and to get to know a person first based upon their character and not their color or their way their culture or the way they eat certain foods. Because I've heard people say all types of things about people because of where they from. Just recognize that they're not like us, they're different. But that does not give us a right to determine that they are bad people based upon who they are, where they come from. Okay? We're living in the 21st century. We should be so much further ahead in our civilized mind and our civility towards people, and not based upon things that we were taught or that was taught down the line. We're not living in the 19th century or the 20th century anymore. We should be more further advanced in what we are acting. This country is at war, at civil war, a racial war. It's like I said, it's more of a civil war because it's within the borders of our own country. We're fighting one another based upon certain differences. You know, and I know all of this agitation is coming from a evil source. It's coming from Satan. And so when the evil one begins this whole propaganda and process of dividing us, because what happens is he divides and then conquers. That's what happens. It's a division for the whole purpose of taking over. That's what you do. You divide and you conquer. That's what you do. If I'm in war and I'm trying to beat my opponent, my enemy, I'm going to do my best to divide him from those that he's connected with, because once you do once there's a inward this division, it's easy to go in and conquer, because they're not on the same page. They're not working in unison. They don't have any type of cohesion. So therefore, they began the whole process of imploding. And so when you help them do that themselves, it makes your job a lot easier. You can go in there and you can take the spoils. You can take all of the things that you want. And in this case, in certain cases, it's the mentality and the mindset and the even the saneness of people that you can go in and have them unravel. And so long as that's going on, you're good. But you got to know, you got an enemy who is very strategic. You have to take strategies and say, no, wait a minute, I'm not going to allow this to happen. I'm going to show love. And see, I'm going to tell you something. With all of that I stated, there's a string right there. Just notice it. All that I stated, the greatest of these, as 1 Corinthians 13 says, the greatest of these is love. Now about is faith, hope, and charity. But the greatest of these is love. So no matter what, love conquers all. All right, listen, I'm going to get off here. I'm with my wife. She's out doing her coupon thing, y'all. I love watching her do that. She is awesome at it. She is great. As the kids say, she's a beast. I don't call her a beast. I call her the best. She's one of the best at it. So, but listen, y'all have a blessed day. And remember, as always, make it positive. Make it productive. This is, again, your man, the Bishop, with the keys of life. Peace.